Hello everyone, and welcome to my General Hospital official channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. General Hospital preview: Brook Lynn's secret baby drama makes Chase furious. The funny thing about the past is that it never stays there. And right now, General Hospital is using a chapter from Brook Lynn's past to fuel a future story in an explosive way. Chase's bride understands that she will have to inform him that she had a baby and gave it away years ago. However, doing so will result in severe aftershocks. When he finds out, he's rightly furious, head writers Elizabeth Cortat and Chris Van Etten told Soap Opera Digest. Not at Brook Lynn, but at the situation. Chase can't understand the anguish she's been through, and is still going through, especially given the possibility that the two of them won't be able to have children. But, as madly in love as the newlyweds are, they are undoubtedly capable of weathering the storm. That is, assuming the whole truth remained hidden, including the fact that Gio is her and Dante's son, which even Brook Lynn is unaware of. How could anyone learn Lois' long-held secret? One word: Lulu. According to the scribes, if she learned that Dante had a child who was kept hidden from him, she would move heaven and earth to remedy that wrong, regardless of the repercussions. Spoilers: does Lulu's shocking discovery reveal Joe's adoption secret? According to General Hospital teasers, Lulu Spencer could be the one to divulge Brook Lynn Quartermain's baby secret. In an interview with the soap's head writing team, Soap Opera Digest hinted at what's coming up. Continue reading, and let's get started. Brook Lynn Quartermain's baby fans have been watching as Brook Lynn and Harrison Chase attempted to produce a child. Eventually, they were both tested. While BLQ was apparent, Chase would be unable to have children. Brook Lynn confessed to Chase that she had a baby as a teenager but gave it up for adoption. Lois Cerullo's secret: during the interview, Chris Van Etten and Elizabeth Cortat mentioned that Lois Cerullo had aided concealing Brook Lynn's kid. Gloria Cerullo eventually helped Lois keep BLQ's kid within the family. Brook Lynn knows nothing about her kid, even its gender. Brook Lynn is certainly unaware that Giovanni Gio Palmieri was kept within the family. Furthermore, Gio and BLQ live together. Harrison Chase's discovery: Chase has just learned all about Brook Lynn's underage pregnancy. Chase is unaware that the father was Dante Falconeri. Chase, on the other hand, has been forthright with Dante about her fertility issues. So Chase might tell Dante that BLQ admitted to having a baby when she was a teenager. However, Dante himself may not be able to connect the dots. Lulu Spencer's investigation: General Hospital spoilers show that Lulu has her parents' sense of mystery. Cortat and Van Etten emphasize that Lulu will not tolerate injustice. Dante has been attempting to soften Lulu's stance on Brook Lynn. If she learns Dante has a kid, and that kid's existence was kept from him, Lulu would stop at nothing to bring it to light. Lois and Brook Lynn be damned. However, Lulu will want to do what she believes is right, which is to expose the truth. The Quartermain family appears to be in for a shock when the truth about Joe's background is revealed. Lulu simply makes things worse. In fact, the interview stated that everyone engaged in this story will have to face with difficult feelings. So there's a potential that Lulu's exposure will have some unintended consequences. What happens when Dante finds he has a son with Brook Lynn and has been living in Port Charles? Olivia has no right to judge BLQ or Lois on General Hospital. She has done far worse. Twice. Fans of General Hospital may already predict what will happen when Olivia discovers that Lois and Brook Lynn hid the truth about Gio being Brook Lynn and Dante's secret child, courtesy to a summer camp fling. How can those two nasty ladies separate Gio from his father, Dante? From his grandmother, Olivia? From his grandfathers Ned and Sonny? This is a crime. A horrific crime. Olivia will not stand for it. How dare they? How could they? What type of individual would do that? How about the name Olivia? Exhibit A: Oliva never informed Sonny that they had a son together, Dante. She not only kept the boy a secret, but she also forced her cousin Kate, Sonny's love interest, to do the same. Olivia never meant to tell Sonny the truth about Dante. Except, her cop son had entered Daddy Dearest's criminal investigation and was going to arrest Sunny for, well, being a crook. So Sunny shot him squarely in the chest. Dude begged for it, you know? Only then did Olivia reveal the truth. At this time, Sunny did an abrupt about-face, declaring, "I love you," to the fresh proof of his loins. So Olivia has secret baby number 1. Exhibit B, Olivia became pregnant by Julian, demonstrating her profound affection for shady criminals. She was so determined to conceal his son, Leo, from him that she got her hands on another baby named Mateo and passed him off as Julian's while keeping Leo for herself. That's hidden baby number 2. This means Olivia has no right to judge Brook Lynn or Lois. None. Nada. Zippo. If Dante and Ned want to carry on about them, that's their choice. But Olivia should take a seat. Forever. The perfume of vanilla and sugar filled Carly Corinthos' kitchen as she prepared to spend a quiet evening baking heart-shaped cookies with her daughter, Donna, for Valentine's Day. The world outside can wait. At least, that's what she convinced herself, until a pounding on the door interrupted her short quiet. When she swung the door wide, Sunny Corinthos stood there with an enigmatic expression. Carly sighed as she cleaned her flour-dusted hands on a kitchen towel, realizing this was no ordinary visit. "Sunny," she replied, tilting her head. "What is going on?" She expected something simple, perhaps a short check-in on the kids or a report on the latest crisis, but instead, he went inside, his tone measured and deliberate. "I wanted to let you know that Ava and I worked things out," he told me. Carly arched her brow. "Did things work out?" "Yeah. We are splitting custody of Avery." 50-50, Sunny confessed. That wasn't what she expected. "Seriously?" she asked, folding her arms. "You were dead focused on obtaining sole custody. What has changed?" Sunny exhaled, rubbing his palms together as if searching for the proper words. "Just a few things. Diane reconsidered our prospects of winning after seeing the fire at Ava's place. And, honestly, Ava requires her mommy. I couldn't pull Avery away from that." Carly's eyes furrowed. "You're leaving something out." Sunny paused for a moment before nodding. "Yes, I am. Carly, someone planted a bomb in my penthouse." Her pulse skipped a beat. "What?" "I don't know who did it, and I can't afford to put my family in danger. I need to protect Avery." "And Michael," he said. Carly was stunned. "A bomb?" That changed everything. You never backed down from a fight, but you simply gave Ava what she desired. This isn't just about Avery, right? Sunny exhaled, his expression gloomy. It is about keeping everyone safe. That's all that matters. Secrets, lies, and Jason Morgan. Carly took a long breath before shifting gears. "Talking about things that don't make up, Drew and I had a fight." Sunny frowned. He actually accused Jason of being the father of Sasha's child. What? Carly nodded. "I haven't had an opportunity to talk to Jason about it, and Sasha says it's none of our business. But Drew is persuaded." Sunny leaned against the counter, his expression opaque. "Do you honestly think Jason would hide anything like that?" "I'm not sure," Carly admitted. "But if he's helping Sasha the way he helped me when I was pregnant with Michael." Sunny's voice broke. Carly shook her head. "We should wait for Jason to tell us himself." "I cannot. If it's real, I'd like to assist him. And if it isn't, I have to back him up." Sunny eyed her for a long time before responding. "Maybe Sasha doesn't want people to know because of who Jason is. She has already lost Liam and Brando." Carly sighed. "She doesn't need any more chaos. So we simply sit and wait?" Sunny nodded. "For now." Jocelyn Jacks sat on her couch, glancing at the address Brennan's partner had given her. Curiosity flared inside her, but before she could look any farther, Trina Robinson stepped in, grocery bag in hand. "I was thinking we should cook for once," Trina stated. Joss blinked. We do not cook. We order takeout. Trina smiled. Exactly why I thought it would be fun. Her phone rang as she unpacked the items. She looked down and noticed a text from Kai. Joss noticed the look on her face. What is going on? Trina hesitated, then admitted, this is your first Valentine's Day without Dex. And I miss Spencer. I assumed we'd have a girls' night. Joss shook her head. I believe it is time to move on. And you like Kai. Trina sighed before typing a response. Kai wrote back moments later, offering an invitation to the Savoy. Joss smirked. Is he even aware that your father owns the place? Triana shrugged. Probably not. As Trina went for her date, Joss took out a tiny box and opened it to display Dex's revolver. Drew versus Laura in the mayor's office. Laura Collins sat opposite from Curtis Ashford, her face troubled. Drew wants to move the Esplanade to Sunny's Piers, Laura explained. Curtis frowned. Laura agreed, that's a power play. I believe he is using it to strike back at Jason through Sunny, Curtis said, leaning back. Not to mention the cost of relocating the project and the lawsuit that'll follow. Laura was sighing. And he wants to bring in Jens Sidwell. Curtis' countenance darkened. Jens? The same guy that nearly murdered your son? Laura nodded. Have you talked with Jordan about this? She's coming to the meeting, Laura announced. Jordan arrived shortly after, allaying Curtis's concerns regarding her relationship with Jens. Drew strolled in, smirking. Tough room, huh? He launched into his pitch, shifting the Esplanade would increase money for the city while eliminating Sunny's criminal empire. Jordan responded, citing the economic effects and looming lawsuits. Drew leaned forwards. Would you hesitate if I hadn't proposed this? After he went, Laura, Curtis, and Jordan questioned if the idea was worth the fight. Willow's troubles at General Hospital. Willow Corinthos had just finished assisting a difficult patient when Martin Gray approached her. My private investigator hit a dead end, Martin revealed. Willow folded her arms. I warned you that digging up dirt on Michael would be difficult. Martin scowled. Divorce doesn't work on good faith. Willow received a call before they could continue. Her automobile had been impounded. Meanwhile, in the PCPD, Max Scorpio approached Anna Devane. Why is Jason locked up? Mac asked. Because as long as he's here, he can't kill Cyrus. Mac let out a breath. A lot of people would be safer if he did, Elizabeth Weber said quietly as she entered the room where Jason sat. We have enough to put Cyrus away, she assured him. Jason's gaze tightened. Sasha Gilmore arrived next, saying, then do it. I need another favor, she confessed. Jason folded his arms. What now? Sasha hesitated, then revealed, Willow believes Michael is my baby's father. Jason's jaw tightened. What do you want me to do? I need you to say it's yours. He breathed. I'll handle it. Willow looked across the station and saw Sasha kiss Jason through an open door. Mac noticed it, too. His expression clouded. Cyrus Renault planned a murder while sitting at a table in an isolated cabin, looking through a worn Bible. He read aloud a piece about judgment before reaching for a needle containing digitalis. God's will be done, he said softly. Later, he called the hospital. Is Elizabeth Weber still there? He was told she had gone home. Cyrus pocketed the syringe and headed out the door. GH Spoilers Weekly Update, Molly connects, Joss makes a decision, Jason is cornered, Olivia has an idea. General Hospital spoilers are out for the week of February 24, 2025. Molly Lansing Davis and Cody Bell will likely bond next week. Jocelyn Jacks makes a life-altering decision. Jason Morgan is cornered. Meanwhile, Olivia Quartermain has an excellent idea. Continue reading and let's discuss what's coming up on the ABC soap show. Molly Lansing Davis connects. Since the end of Molly and TJ Ashford's romance, the assistant district attorney has been getting to know Cody. Molly and Cody's relationship did not start well. Then they had an encounter on the roof that turned out to be both interesting and hilarious. Molly and Cody will meet again next week. This time, Molly confides in Cody. Molly may open up again regarding Sam McCall's death. Molly will interact with more people than only Cody next week. Molly also engages in an argument with Christina Corinthos Davis. In a preview, Christina declares that she would never trust the court system again. Christina is also said to have encountered Ava Jerome. Jocelyn Jack's life-changing decision is finished, and she has a lot to think about. When Cyrus Renaud attacked Jocelyn with an axe, she defended herself. Jocelyn fatally shot Cyrus before seeking assistance from Jack Brennan. Brennan got the mess cleaned up. Then Brennan invited Jocelyn to join the WSB. So, when Trina Robinson questions her best friend, Jocelyn will be unable to provide any information. Brook Lynn Quartermain's confession. General Hospital spoilers state that viewers will be watching to see what happens now that Harrison Chase knows the truth. In a preview clip, BLQ informs Lois that Chase knows everything. Lois panics. Later, Chase makes a surprising idea to BLQ. Could Chase recommend that they engage a private detective to locate Brook Lynn's baby? Just how far will Lois go to hide the truth about Giovanni Gio Palmieri? Sonny Corinthos and Laura Collins will also catch up next week, on February 24, 2025. Lulu Spencer becomes suspicious. In addition, the walls appear to be closing in on Jason. Olivia discusses an idea with Carly Spencer. Later, Carly and Brennan discuss their chemistry. Furthermore, Carly makes a plea to Willow Tate Corinthos. Drew Kane Quartermain is also said to dislike Nina Reeves. General Hospital preview, Jason's only hope could be, spoiler, plus, goodbye Drew? Cyrus Renaud, a villain so horrible that he must always be addressed by his first and last name, has died. However, this does not mean that the General Hospital villain is finished upsetting people's lives. This week, the repercussions from Cyrus' death has Joss on the edge of confessing while the walls close in on someone else. Brennan is playing a potentially hazardous game with Joss by cleaning up the scene of Cyrus' death and promising her that no one will ever know she was the trigger woman. But something tells us that Brennan's involvement with Jocelyn's mother is going to complicate things quickly. We can't help but question how earnest the WSB chief is when he says Joss would be an excellent agent. There's also the matter of how long the guilt-ridden Joss can keep her secret. This week's preview, which you can view in its entirety below, shows Joss seemingly poised to confess to Anna. What could prompt the young woman to come clean? Probably Jason's arrest, as he finds himself at the police station's interview chamber. However, Diane is the one asking him questions, not the cops. Who, she asks her favorite non-Sunny customer, wants to frame you? While Brennan appears to be the clear choice, we can't help but be wary about Drew. Drew and his twin haven't been getting along lately, and eliminating Jason from the picture would make his life a lot simpler. However, he may have larger fish to fry in the form of Stella. That's correct, Stella is about to provide Curtis information that she feels will bring down the newly elected congressman. Whispers of scandal circulated through the hallways of Port Charles, but none were as explosive as the truth Nina Reeves may uncover. If she discovered the true name of Sasha Gilmore Corbin's baby's father, Michael Corinthos, she would be faced with a dilemma that may rock several lives to their foundations. The community was buzzing with rumors, and the general consensus was that Jason Morgan had stepped forward as Sasha's father figure. The handy assumption benefited Sasha, allowing her to protect Michael from examination. Michael's marriage to Willow Corinthos would be safe as long as the secret was kept. But secrets never remain concealed forever, and Sasha and Jason's facade was certain to fail. The eavesdrop that changes everything. Nina's proclivity for being in the wrong place at the right moment had put her in trouble before, and fate had a habit of repeating itself. Perhaps she'd overhear a quiet conversation between Sasha and Jason, in which Sasha thanked Jason for his unwavering support. The weight of her words, the subtle suggestions in her voice, would cause Nina to pause. If Sasha wasn't careful, a single incorrect sentence could ruin everything. Perhaps it wouldn't require direct words at all. Nina had been around long enough to know when someone was hiding something. If Nina caught sight of Sasha reminiscing about her time with Michael, a flash of shame clouding her cheeks, it wouldn't take long for her to figure it out. The revelation would not only be about Michael's indiscretion, it would land in Nina's lap like a combustible secret, capable of serving as both a weapon and an olive branch. Nina had never been a saint, and she knew better than anybody how damaging secrets can be. Her own past errors, particularly her tumultuous relationship with Drew Quartermaine, had already left their mark. Could she really judge Sasha for what she had done herself? The knotted mess did not stop there. Sasha had her own leverage. She was aware of Nina's engagement with Drew and had previously revealed the truth to Cody Bell. If Nina opted to reveal Sasha's secret, he might simply respond. Would she be prepared to jeopardize her fragile connection with Willow only to set the record straight? If accusations were to fly, the power dynamic between Nina and Sasha could shift dramatically. Would Sasha urge Nina to keep out of her business, warning her that publicizing Michael's betrayal could also expose Nina's? Or would Nina persist, convinced that the truth must be revealed, no matter the consequences? Breaking point forgiveness was easy to talk about but difficult to put into practice. Despite their tangled background, Nina and Sasha had established something like trust. What happened when that faith was put to the ultimate test? If Nina opted to announce that Michael was the genuine father of Sasha's child, the consequences would be fast and severe. Willow would be devastated. Michael's carefully cultivated image of loyalty and dedication would disintegrate. And Sasha, who had spent so much time attempting to keep everyone safe, would be left to pick up the pieces. Perhaps Nina would see this as an opportunity to mend her strained connection with Willow by portraying herself as the one who shared the truth. But would Willow regard it as a gesture of compassion or another betrayal? As the days pass, one thing becomes clear: the truth is a ticking time bomb, and no one will escape undamaged. General Hospital comings and goings, villain out, doc's status uncertain. The bold and the beautiful villain has left, and a doctor's status is uncertain. A villain is permanently banned from General Hospital, while a hero's fate is unknown. Check out the show's casting updates. Find out whether any newbies are joining the ABC soap in contract, recurring, or day player roles, if any popular actors from the past are returning, and which of your favorite performers are departing. The week of February 24, 2025 marks the end of Jeff Kober's career as the deadly Cyrus Renaud. Jocelyn shot him dead last Friday, ending his 5-year reign as the killer mobster. Kober joined the soap in 2020 and received a Daytime Emmy for Outstanding Supporting Actor in 2022. Meanwhile, the future of John Lindstrom, who has played Kevin Collins and his schizophrenic twin Ryan Collins on and off since 1992, is questionable. Lindstrom has been cast as Joey Armstrong in the new CBS drama Beyond the Gates, which is set to film in Atlanta. As a result, his future as Laura's husband on General Hospital, which is filmed in Los Angeles, is unknown. Guy Wilson, best known for his role as Will Horton on Days of Our Lives, is temporarily filling in for Jonathan Jackson as Lucky Spencer. Wilson made his debut in the job last week. There has been no explanation for Jackson's absence. However, he is already back in the studio filming and will return as Lucky later this month. Charlie Besso has been cast as Aiden's boyfriend Tobias. The daytime newbie, whose credits include The Calling, Will Trent, and Fallout, debuted last week. Chris McKenna returns as Jack Brennan. On Tuesday, February 25th, the WSB official discusses his blossoming friendship with Carly. The storm developing in Port Charles may soon reach a breaking point, with Cyrus Renaud at the core of the impending catastrophe. Whispers of revenge and desperation reverberate around town, and it appears that fate may play numerous roles in determining his ultimate fate. The tension grows as it becomes possible that Cyrus would be killed by more than one bullet, fired by separate gunmen, each motivated by their own motives for wanting him gone. A deadly encounter in the shadows. Cyrus has always thrived in Port Charles's darkest depths, lurking just out of reach and plotting his twisted intentions. However, even the most diligent schemers cannot always foretell their own failure. The latest preview has unsettling echoes of gunfire, but it is unclear who pulls the trigger. Jocelyn Jacks, a young but feisty woman, finds herself in a dangerous circumstance that pushes her to make a decision that could change her life forever. Her voyage to Cyrus' lair was never intended to be a suicide mission, but when she is discovered, the tables flip. With nowhere to go or hide, Jocelyn stands paralyzed, staring into the eyes of a man who has already taken so much. She is clutching Dex Heller's handgun and realizes there is no easy way out. The choice is clear: act or risk being Cyrus' next victim. And then, in an instant, instinct takes control. Jocelyn's hands might tremble as she squeezes the trigger, but her resolve remains unshakable. Perhaps it is self-defense. Perhaps it is retribution. Or perhaps it is both. The moment the balance shifts, however, Jocelyn is not the only one who has a score to settle. As the first shot breaks through the darkness, another figure may be moving through the shadows. Jason Morgan, a guy with a history of deliberate judgments and necessary brutality, may have followed Cyrus back to his lair, waiting for the perfect opportunity to strike. If he comes just in time to see Jocelyn's desperate act, will he hesitate before firing his own shot to complete the mission? Then there's Alexis Davis, who is battling to overcome her own issues. She has spent months attempting to suppress the need for retaliation, but justice has a way of exacting payment in blood. The death of Sam McCall is still fresh, raw, and awful. If Alexis finds herself standing before the man responsible, her hands quivering with rage, will she be able to resist the drive to vengeance? Could she, too, fire the bullet that sealed Cyrus' fate? And what of Jack Brennan, the guy whose actions landed Jocelyn in this mess? Guilt is a powerful motivation, and if he knows he has put Jocelyn in danger, would he take action to remedy his mistake? If Brennan comes at the scene and sees her cornered, will he intervene and fire the decisive shot? A game of consequences. The streets of Port Charles have long been rife with violence, but this night could be a turning moment. Perhaps Jocelyn is the one who fires first, her bullet slashing through the air in an act of self-defense and rebellion. But she may not be alone. Another shot, perhaps two, could be fired in quick succession, each by someone who has waited too long for this moment. In the end, will Jocelyn give the deadly blow, or will someone else make sure Cyrus doesn't leave this time? The solution may not be obvious, but one thing is certain: Port Charles will never be the same after this night. The battle lines have been drawn, and the reckoning is near. Will Cyrus Renault ultimately meet his demise, not at the hands of a single person, but by the joint efforts of those who refuse to allow him continue his reign of terror? Continue to watch as the shocks emerge, for what happens next will leave Port Charles reeling. Spoilers for General Hospital: Jocelyn is caught in Brennan's web when the WSB frames Jason for Cyrus' murder. According to General Hospital teasers, Jocelyn Jacks will face a difficult mental recovery after shooting and killing Cyrus Renault in self-defense. Jack Brennan has sheltered her and covered up her wrongdoing. But what is he going to do with Cyrus' body, and how will he keep Jocelyn safe? Brennan would direct Colette Moreau to set up a fresh crime scene somewhere else, possibly in Cyrus's room that he rented in Port Charles. Meanwhile, Brennan will go to Corinthos Coffee and fire 2 bullets from one of Jason Morgan's firearms, just like Jocelyn did when she shot Cyrus, before returning the gun to where he found it. It's only a matter of time before Anna Devane and Dante Falconeri locate Cyrus' body and begin piecing together the evidence Brennan wants them to find. They'll start questioning prospective suspects like Jason, Alexis Davis, and others. Several people will be cleared, including Laura Collins, Lulu Spencer, and Elizabeth Baldwin, who were at the hospital waiting for news on Lucky Spencer. Anna, after analyzing the evidence that Brennan planted and witnessing that Jason's gun discharged 2 rounds, eventually believes that Jason killed Cyrus, despite her pleas to the contrary. Jason Morgan has been arrested for the crime, and Jocelyn Jacks wants to confess. Jason will eventually be arrested for the crime. This will greatly distress those closest to him, particularly Carly Spencer and Sonny Corinthos. But Jocelyn will know the truth and want to confess since she does not want Jason to be punished for a crime she committed. Brennan will inform her that they struck an agreement and that a confession is out of the question. He would also convince her to remain silent, promising to prove Jason's innocence in the future. Jocelyn will believe him and become caught in his web for a while. To make matters worse, Jason has an alibi in his twin brother, Drew Quartermain, who would lie and claim that he did not see Jason the night Cyrus was slain. This will strengthen the case against Jason, and he will almost certainly be convicted. Jocelyn Jacks struggles with the truth as Jason stands trial for Cyrus' murder. It appears increasingly probable that he will be convicted. Jocelyn, who has been hiding the truth from everyone, will struggle with it and desire to confess. This will push Brennan to frame another suspect to prevent this from happening. Can he prevent Jocelyn from revealing the truth before it is too late? What do you think? What are your thoughts? Do you believe Brennan will frame Jason for Cyrus's murder? Do you believe Jocelyn will finally tell the truth to save Jason? To keep Jocelyn quiet, Brennan will blame someone for the murder. Cyrus Renault, a guy whose facade of atonement is shattering in front of everyone's eyes, appears ready to strike again. But who is his next chosen victim? With his signature brand of cruelty, he may already have someone in mind, and the terrible method he's chosen, a lethal dose of digitalis, indicates that his next move will be both deliberate and vicious. A predator in plain sight, Cyrus has always been a master manipulator, hovering just beneath the surface of politeness, posing as a redeemed man of religion while scheming his next dark move. However, Port Charles is no longer convinced of his newfound goodness. Too many mysterious deaths, unexplainable incidents, and individuals connecting the links have revealed that the so-called man of God remains a predator. The question remains, who is his next target? Did Cyrus believe Jocelyn's apology? Jocelyn Jax has gone on a risky journey, determined to make Cyrus accountable for the havoc he has caused. She's convinced he's responsible for Dex Heller's disappearance, and her search for the truth has put her in the crosshairs of one of the town's most dangerous men. Her confrontation with Cyrus at the Port Charles Police Department was courageous, but sneaking into his room to look for proof could come back to haunt her. Anna Devane warned her that she was playing with fire, and despite her desire, Jocelyn realized that pushing too hard could make her a target. Her so-called apology at Bobby's diner was an attempt at damage management, causing Cyrus to relax. But what about the expression in his eyes as she spoke? What about that chilly, knowing stare? It was evident he wasn't duped. If anything, her attempt at misdirection bolstered his suspicions that she was conspiring against him. Could Jocelyn be the next one he plans to eliminate? The stalking of Elizabeth Baldwin. While Jocelyn is a pain in his side, Elizabeth Baldwin and Lucky Spencer constitute a new kind of threat, one based on honesty and disclosure. Liz was placed on leave once the digitalis deaths began to mount up, which was an unfortunate consequence of her position as head nurse at General Hospital. But now that she's back at work, she's hunting for answers, which may bring her directly to Cyrus. He's been monitoring her, hiding in the shadows and listening in on discussions with Lucky and her ex, Rick Lansing. He knows she is dangerously near to discovering what he has been attempting to keep secret. Cyrus Renault is not the kind to let others piece together his misdeeds without repercussions. If Liz continues to dig, she may find herself in a situation she cannot escape. If Cyrus has already been following her, what's keeping him from making a move? Danny Morgan's confrontation at Charlie's pub. While Jocelyn and Liz are apparent threats to his carefully crafted house of lies, one other person has recently crossed the line, Danny Morgan. Danny confronted Cyrus at Charlie's pub, filled with sadness and rage, accusing him of being directly responsible for Sam McCall's death. The charge may have been made in the heat of the moment, but it nonetheless shook the atmosphere surrounding them. Cyrus, ever the performance, sought to dismiss it, telling Danny that grief was clouding his judgment. But the situation became even more perilous when Jason Morgan entered the room, issuing a public and very obvious threat to Cyrus' life. As much as Cyrus enjoys destroying his opponents, he understands that killing a hitman's son will leave him with a target on his back that he cannot shake. If he touches Danny, Jason will not only come for him, but will also ensure Cyrus's permanent disappearance. Danny may have accidentally entered the war, but Cyrus has more pressing concerns. The clock is ticking. Port Charles has experienced its fair share of gloom, but this time feels different. With Cyrus on the verge of being discovered and too many people closing in, he will not hesitate to strike first. Will Jocelyn's relentless pursuit of justice lead her into danger? Will Elizabeth's quest for the truth render her a victim before she can expose what she knows? Or will Cyrus target someone altogether unexpected, sending Port Charles into a downward spiral of tragedy? The countdown has begun, and Cyrus Renault will make the next move. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, so please don't forget to subscribe my channel and don't miss any update.